Please don't go. Please. No one's ever stuck with me for so long before. And if you leave, I remember things better with you. I do. Look. P. Sherman, 42, 40, I remember it. I do. It's there. I know it is. Because when I look at you, I can feel it. And when I look at you, I'm home. Please. I don't want that to go away. I don't want to forget.
They bought it. Incredible. One of the worst performances of my career, and they never doubted it for a second. I mean, how could I possibly be expected to handle school on a day like this? This is my 9th sick day this semester. It's getting pretty tough coming up with new illnesses. If I go for 10, I'll probably have to barf with the lung, so I better make this one count. The key to faking out the parents is the clammy hands. It's a good non-specific symptom. I'm a big believer in it. A lot of people will tell you that a good phony fever is a deadlock, but you get a nervous mother, you might wind up in the doctor's office. That's worse than school. You fake a stomach cramp, and when you're bent over moaning and wailing, you lick your palms. It's a little childish and stupid, but then so is high school. Life moves pretty fast, and if you don't stop and look around every once in a while, you can miss it. I do have a test today. That wasn't BS. It's on European socialism. I mean, really, what's the point? I'm not European, I don't plan on being European, so who gives a crap if they're socialists? They could be fascist anarchists, and it still wouldn't change the fact that I don't own a car. It's not that I condone fascism or any isms for that matter. In my opinion, isms aren't good. A person shouldn't believe in an ism, he should believe in himself. I quote John Lennon, "I do not believe in the Beatles, I just believe in me." A good point. After all, he was the walrus. I could be the walrus, but I'd still have to bum rides off people.
I know you don't trust me. But I know more about him than anyone else on your side does. I know how he thinks, how he fights, how he wins. Most importantly, I know what he's gonna do next. Look, I didn't come here to betray you. I would be dead if I wanted to hurt you. If I say or think anything that your leaders don't like, we'll zap right here, right to the brainstem. That's it. Look, I know I'm asking a lot. I know you don't trust me. It's good that you don't trust me. Proves you're not gullible. And I wouldn't trust myself if I were you. But if you think that all I'm gonna do whenever I get the chance is betray you and keep our fight going on, then we'll lose. And if that happens, there's not gonna be a battlefield for us to fight on. There's no other way. If there was, that's what I'd be doing.
As a fork, I can proudly say that we are the superior utensils. The other day, Spoon was bragging to me about how they used her for soup and ice cream. Pfft, that's nothing. I have the ability to stab, poke, and spear. What about stirring, Spoon said. I can do that too. Yesterday, the big human lady used me to stir cream into her coffee, and it wasn't just because all the spoons were dirty, like Spoon said. Knives, well, they tend to keep quiet because we all know they have anger problems, especially steak knives. Forks are the friendliest. Everyone knows that. Oops, gotta run. Gonna get used again. Yum. Pancakes.
Last night, my world was shattered. I realized that my younger brother Colin is taller than me. He was like, "Ha ha, I'm taller than you, little hobbit. Shut up, Colin. No one understands the daily struggles of being short. People use your head as an armrest, like, all the time. I'm not an armrest. I'm a human being." People also assume that you're like 5 or 6 younger than you are. When I went to the Ferris wheel, they asked me if I wanted a 12 and under ticket. 12 and under. I'm 16! People always feel the need to point out how short you are. Like, "Wow, you're like 3 feet tall." No, I'm 5 foot 1/4, idiot. Then they're like, "You could just wear high heels," which is great advice because I love wearing shoes that make my feet feel like they're on fire. People also taunt you by holding things above your head or putting them on a high shelf. I really want to strangle each and every tall person, but to do so, I would need a stepladder.
Salutations. It's a fancy way of saying hello. I'm Charlotte. I'm a spider and this is my home. I know it looks fragile, but it's really very strong. It protects me when I catch my food in it. My breakfast is waiting for me on the other side of my web. A fly I caught this morning. I know it was how I was made. I can't help it. Anyway, if I didn't catch insects and eat them, there soon would be so many they would destroy the earth, wipe out everything. And I don't really eat them. I suck their blood. I love blood. Well, a spider's life's an uncertain thing, but I promise I'll stay around as long as I can. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm going to eat my breakfast.
People always ask me, what do I want to be when I grow up? And I'm not really so sure how to answer. I don't really want to grow up and get a job. Well, I could become a veterinarian. I love cats and dogs a lot. And I'm pretty sure I like cows and horses too, if I had the chance to meet them. Well, but veterinarians have to go to school for a long time, and they have to do operations without getting sick themselves. Ugh. I'll be a mail carrier. Mail carriers get to go on long walks every single day, and they get to say hi to people on their route. But the only bad thing is that mail carriers have to go on their route even if it's snowing or hailing or 100 degrees hot. It would be nice to own a Christmas tree farm. I'd buy acres and acres of land for my acres and acres of green trees. And during the summer, I'll water and prune them. And during the winter, I'll sell them for a lot of money and I'll buy more. First, I need to get acres and acres of land. I don't have any money for that. I'll be a scientist. I'll do research and find a cure for a terrible disease. I'll have my photo on a postage stamp and I'll probably have a vaccine named after me. What I really want is to have more than one choice. I want to change my career every 10 years. I want to change my career every 10 years. Like, I'll be a mail carrier when I'm in my 20s. I'll have strong legs and I'll walk every single day. In my 30s, I'll be a veterinarian and save up some money for land. And in my 40s, I'll use that land to make my own Christmas tree farm. In my 40s, okay, I'm bad at math. I'm so sorry. This is why I failed. And in my 50s, okay, scientist, right. And in my 50s, I'll become a scientist and I'll probably earn so much money that in my 60s, I can have a fun business like opening up a charter service for hot air balloon rides. That's 5 careers that I could do. You know, growing up is wasn't so bad after all.
Whenever you are ready.
She asked me to watch her puppy. I say sure. I mean, how hard could it be to watch a cute, innocent little puppy, right? Right? Wrong. This dog was a nightmare if there ever was one. Look at me. Do you see the bags under my eyes? I look like I just went 12 rounds with Muhammad Ali. I look horrible. She asked me like it's no big deal. Sarah, would you mind watching my puppy for 3 days? I say sure. Nick, it's no problem. No problem. This dog has not stopped barking in its squeaky, high-pitched little voice. Mar! 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 Throughout the entire night, all I hear is Mar! 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 Like a wolf howling in the night. Mar! 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 I tossed and I turned some more. I felt like a 1980s break dancer. Finally, it's time for work. For once, I was actually excited to go to work because it was somehow a better option than staying home with. Finally, it was time to go to work. Somehow work was a better option than staying home with Mar! 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 But guess what? I come into my kitchen and I find myself sliding all the way across my kitchen and I end up flat dead on my back because of dog pee-pee. And Oscar, where was he? Oscar, the expert trapeze artist, somehow positioned himself on top of my kitchen cabinets. Did I mention how small this dog is? He's the size of my freaking foot. The genius was too scared to climb down from the cabinets. Mind you, the top of them were covered in dog feces. So, I'm going to shut myself up before I find myself passed out from dog anxiety.
How was my day? Okay, imagine this. You're in the classroom and the one kid you absolutely detest walks up to you and asks if he can borrow your pencil. Of course your first thought is, ew, no way am I loaning you my pencil, freak. But something takes over your mouth and you hear yourself say, sure, it's out there now, can't take it back. So now you have to give him your pencil. At the end of class, you remember you loaned the troll your pencil and you only have 2 pencils left. So you have to get it back, or else your mom will start nagging you about losing it and costing her a small fortune in school supplies. So you slowly walk up to him and ask for your pencil back. He grunts something unintelligible and reaches into his pocket and pulls out your pencil. You're horrified. What used to be your brand new number 2 pencil was now clearly mauled by troll teeth. You reach for it and you see something sticky on it. Troll spit. You want to scream. What is wrong with you? That was my pencil, Jeffrey Dahmer. You are disgusting. But instead, you slowly put it back into his trolly, swollen hand and say, you can keep it. So, how was your day?
Hey, you're out too far. You can't go past the red buoys. God. Are you all packed, Hannah? Already? I'm just so excited. I've been packed for a week. I'm just so glad I took French instead of German, you know? I just can't wait to sip French wine and dine at one of those cute little sidewalk cafes on the Champs-Elysees. I can just picture it. A charming waiter will saddle up to the table and say, encore un peu de viande, a little more meat. And I'll say, volontiers, monsieur, mais un tout petit morceau, je vous prie. Yes, thank you, but a very small piece. His eyes sparkle at the sight of mine, which are wide open, inviting him to You're out too far! You're out too far! Who was that American in Paris? You know, the movie we watched in French too? Was it Audrey Hepburn? No, I think she was in that Roman holiday movie we watched in Western Civ. Hey, I know you can hear me! I know you can hear me! I'm not going out there, dork! So just put it in reverse, Captain. Yeah, I've been practicing my French. It gets pretty bad out here, watching all the fat kids bob in the ocean, and their sweaty parents who stir just long enough to pee in the water. They're all sea monsters, especially that one. All morning I've been practicing the parts of the body. La tête, le chevaux, la jambe, le pied, la cuisse. Ça va bien, no? I keep laughing at what you said the other day. We will storm the Bastille, dance barefoot in the fountains, and climb Eiffel's Tower, if he lets us.
Mom! 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 Matthew keeps pulling off my posters off my wall. He ruined my favorite poster. He ripped the bottom part of it. I don't ever want my poster. I don't ever want my poster again. The whole thing's ruined.
Hey, don't give me this. What do you mean I didn't download this right? What do you mean? I followed all the stupid instructions. And what the heck is even system 8365121? It's not even in the manual.
My name's Ralph, 9 feet tall, weigh 643 pounds. Got a bit of a temper on me, not gonna lie. Anywho, I'm a wrecker. I wreck stuff professionally. Very good at what I do. Probably the best I know. But the name of the game is fixing. Metaphorically, physically, literally, figuratively. And so obviously the guy with the name Fix-It Felix is the good guy. I mean, he's nice enough as far as good guys go, definitely fixes stuff really well. But I mean, when you got a magic hammer from your dad, how hard can it be? I guarantee you, if you had a standard issue hammer from like a hardware store, would not be able to fix the stuff I wreck quite as easily. When Felix does a good job, he gets a medal. Are there medals for wrecking stuff? To that I say, ha! And no, there aren't. I'm not complaining. Okay, maybe I'm complaining a little. I mean, I've been doing this for 30 years. Seen a lot of good games come and go. Asteroids, boom, gone. Centipede, who knows where that guy is? I mean, steady arcade gig is nothing to sneeze at. I'm very lucky, but it becomes kind of hard to love your job when nobody likes you for doing it. I mean, maybe I wouldn't be feeling this way if things were different after work. But as it is, Felix and the Nicelanders go off to their apartments, and I go off to the pile of garbage that is the dump. I mean, you might call it a lonely cesspit of despair on the outskirts of humanity, but I mean, that's accurate, but I call it home. I mean, I can't bellyache too much. I got my bricks, I got my stump. Looks a lot more uncomfortable than it is, and you know, I'm good. I'm fine, it's totally good. But if we're being honest here, Sometimes I look up and see Felix getting pies all the time, you know, acting like Captain Fancy Pants. And I think to myself, it must be nice to be the good guy.